time slot, Frankie.
Isn't it amazing? It's amazing what finals does to people. Spring's in the air, the time slots change, we're earlier in the week, and we're in Nick's house still, which is fantastic, and it's brighter this week, Nick.
It is brighter. I said last week that when you come over this time, you'll be able to see yourselves in the camera, and I think I've done a pretty good job tonight.
Certainly a lot brighter in Brighton, Frankie.
That it is, Danny, but we did notice before, Dale, there's some flickering of the house lights. Everything okay?
Yeah, we brought some floodlights in just to make sure that we had the lighting right and it's sort of power surge the rest of the house. But it looks fantastic.
Tell you what, something cooking up very nice in the kitchen too. Jules is doing a magnificent job.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a Sunday roast.
Yeah, looking forward to dinner. Didn't really get that in mind.
That's all
we are here for the footy, so let's get stuck into it. It started on Friday night.
Yep.
Hawks took on Geelong, but before we get into... Hawthorn took on Collingwood. Before we get into that, what were your two favourite moments from the week? Because no one cares about what we think.
That's all right. My two favourite things from the weekend is Pavlich. I thought the way he stood up in a finals game, particularly at the MCG against a quality opposition in Geelong, was unheard of and fantastic for him and their football club. And the other one was a little bit lesser known, was Mitch Morton. Sydney player came in, he's only played 2 games prior to the game on the weekend and came off as a sub both in those games. His first full game, and I thought it was fantastic.
Magnificent.
He was fantastic, but you know what I forgot? He actually, before he was with Richmond, West Coast. Yeah. Sort of under the radar that there, but he played fantastic. What do they do now though? Do they keep him the side or do they get rid of him?
It just depends who can come back in. It's
hard
hard
to play.
Yeah, it's hard to drop a guy that's performed his role for the club, and I thought he did a really good job. So it's a good position to be in. They've obviously got the rest this weekend coming, so they'll have some tough decisions in Sydney.
Isn't it amazing what you do when you go to Sydney? You just play better footy and you do the team things, because he didn't do the team things at Richmond. That's why I got delisted.
I'm not sure about that thing. I'm sure you'd be more qualified than I am to find out why blokes are delisted.
You told me that. You told me that.
I don't know him that well.
It's because there's opera in Sydney and it calms the players, I believe, and they play better football because of the opera house.
Well done. One thing that I reckon everybody across the show, they're watching the footy, Matthew Scarlett, there's some vision here, Frankie, walking off.
Maybe
he's done. He's cooked, isn't he?
Yeah, he looks like a player that might be just thinking about that being the last game, Del. I don't know if you've had any teammates in that situation. They're undecided as to whether they're going to retire or not. What do you reckon he's going to do?
In regards to Matty Scully, you have to give him a pat on the back for everything he's done for that football club. He's been a tremendous player and potentially one of the full-backs, if not the full-back of the last probably century. So first of all, congratulations to him if he does retire. I think Stevie Johnson might have mentioned this last week on another football show that he pretty much announced him as retired. So it'll be interesting. He's had a great career and he's done a really good service to that footy club.
Yep. There's a couple other players though. Also Joel Corey, what do you think he's going to do?
He's cooked.
Cool.
I'll say play on.
Play on.
Still a fantastic
he's
player.
He's not cooked then.
Corey Enright, because he's questionable.
Play on.
Play on.
Keep playing.
I'm a good judge, obviously.
And Shannon Burns, is he going to move to another club, do you think? He's
not
really
sure.
getting much opportunity.
He played in the VFL team that beat Box Hill over the weekend, so don't know.
Melbourne are into him. There's a scoop for you. It was in the paper, so that's how I know that one. What about, let's go back to Friday night, because Buddy and Tarrant, this was one of the great tussles.
Yes.
Buddy, he just done the team things I said to you off camera, Dale. I said, was it just me or was he doing the unselfish things in football now?
Yeah, I thought he had a fantastic game, but to be honest with you, I love that intensity of a finals football. There's 85,000 people there at the G on Friday night, and just the feeling, the intensity in the game was fantastic. A little bit of niggle, but then to respond, and I think he kicked 4 goals, which was a great effort, and they obviously had a great win.
So Hawks go all the way?
I can't see anyone really challenging him. The only team I thought might have been able to was Geelong. They're obviously out, so I think Hawthorn will breathe a sigh of relief for that. I think they're going to go all the way.
A lot of people are saying the Dockers, but they've got to do a lot of travelling. It'll catch up with them, sure.
Yeah, they were fantastic. I mean, to come over.
You don't want to give any kudos to your man Ross Lyon.
He deserves a lot of kudos, and I think he will be the man of WA at the moment. A lot of pats on the back, and they did a fantastic job to come over here and win that final. But a long way to go. It's going to be a tough run ahead.
Well, are you jealous of Ross that he's in the finals and you guys are not?
Jealous of any team that's in the finals, not just obviously free.
But what about Ross? Just are you jealous of Ross at all?
No, I'm not jealous of Ross.
Is it a up yours sort of thing that he's gone and left and he's now in the finals?
I haven't.
Because you didn't make the finals. Ross
yeah, I'm well aware of that thing.
Okay.
But I'm well aware that Ross and the Fremantle Footy Club are still playing and we're not. I wish him all the best.
Well, thank you for having us in your house. There is another segment to come, Frank, because Dale's Inbox is up next. Don't miss it. Welcome back to Gen Y Footy. Well, we're excited because Dal's inbox is back.
Yes, Dal's inbox is back at Dal's house. So,
You've got
item number
mail.
1, boys. Hi, Dal. Loving the show. I think you should be involved in TV when you retire. Thank you very much. Will that be soon? I'm not sure. Oh, just joking. Anyway, I just wanted to show you a lookalike I've been saving for a while. It's of a young Dino and from one of my favourite movies, The Sandlot Kids. So here you are, Dino.
Oh my god. Oh, I know behind this.
Not bad.
Frankie's
It
good one.
says it's from Frankie.
Yeah.
Is that the same Franklin?
Nah, that would be a coincidence. That was certainly not me.
Spelled differently, of course.
We'll see, mate. I'll get you back.
Get
back.
But do you reckon, Dal? It looks a little like Dino.
I think it's just spot on.
I couldn't find one without your hat on because the hair as well, when you had your hat hair buffed up like the guy from the Sandlot
Yes,
Kids.
that's right. Thank you.
Well, Frankie, I will go to number 2.
Thank you.
Speaking of a young lookalike of Dino, have a listen to this one, boys. Hi, Dal. How was the off-season treating you? Well, I hope. Not long now until you can get away from Dean and Frankie too.
Oh, fair enough.
Moving on. Finals footy is here, and isn't it great? Finals is about being tough and strong, showing plenty of courage, and get to the ultimate prize. Have a look at this bit of vision I found of a guy doing a complete opposite to that in a grand final. Do you think this is a soft effort? So here's the footage.
Oh, righto.
Right,
Yeah.
And that does look like Dean.
Who would that
You
be?
trotted that way again, Frankie, and you'd clearly put this inbox together because you've stitched me up twice.
This effort of football.
The medico said
Competitiveness.
I had concussion. I wanted to go back on, but I couldn't because I had concussion. I was vomiting. I put up a reference.
I don't think you can justify
I was
that.
subbed out. I was subbed off.
In the segment before this,
Subbed
we
off.
spoke about finals football being hard and tough, and we love the aggression, the intensity, and we've dished up that.
It was,
How old were you?
all I had was eyes for the football. Dave.
How old were
That's
you?
all you can ask.
How old were you?
I was 14. I was a late bloomer.
You were 16.
I didn't go through puberty until I was 19.
Dal, if somebody did that in the grand final and come off the ground, how would your teammates respond to that?
Courageous,
You,
just really-
you hope they won the game. Otherwise, you'd be in a lot of
I
strife.
couldn't bounce back up. I probably rolled through a bit.
We lost that game. Who was the captain, by the way?
No, you weren't. That was one of the tens, mate. Is that all you got?
That's all I've got. That's
That's
inbox.
I was demoted to
Stitched up.
deputy by that stage, actually.
Now, what do you got? Do your thing that you told me. You've unsettled me now.
Now, Nick, obviously the most famous segment on this show this year has been the Brownlow medal detector,
Of
which
course.
obviously you've loved each and every week.
Yeah.
We get it out, we scan you for votes, and it tells us whether you polled Brownlow votes or not,
Yes.
which will be interesting to find out because Brownlow is fast approaching. But we just wanted to. This is it. This
This
was
is
the
yours?
one.
Can I
This
have
is
that?
the one. Now we can give you this
Thank you.
as a prop and a present
I'll
on
take
Merry
that.
Christmas and
Thank
do
you
what you
very
like with that. But we just wanted to have a look at the tally for the year that we think is going to be your total votes for the year. So let's have a look at it here. Well, there is a total of 13 votes that we've
Yeah.
estimated, Del.
Is
A
that
couple
it?
of twos, a couple of ones there, and a 3. And we think that it's a pretty good effort. We'll just probably be second.
How many
or
did you
third. 13.
Do you think that'll be enough to win?
I don't think it'll win you the Brownlow, unfortunately, but we
Yeah.
think you'll go close to polling the most votes for St Kilda,
Really?
which is a good effort
And-
nonetheless.
Look, Dal, we love you on the show and we're your biggest fans.
You should
but
be.
your graph this year has gone a bit like that.
Yeah.
But when we were away, it was up here.
Yeah, we did
When come
notice
back,
that you
it went
played
down a bit.
better when we were away. There's a couple of games there where you've actually polled some votes.
We'll have a chat with you. We'll do some soul searching.
That's right.
And the
It's always
day-
next year.
Yep.
And the day that we came and watched you a couple of weeks ago, you'd had 4 touches up to 3/4 time.
Yep.
But I
We
was
were
playing
in
my
the
role. I
stands.
was tackling, I was
Exactly.
chasing. I think I shut down Judd actually for a little while.
Yeah, tag.
Well, he got injured as well, so.
But the point of that is that we might have been bad luck for you this year.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
And we-
I'm not questioning it. The viewers haven't questioned it in the past.
We've copped it all year that we've
Yeah.
haven't gone.
I don't know.
You've gone well, but you've
You've had a good
been
year.
a little.
Yeah, I had a great year, but I don't think I'll be on the show next year.
Okay, there you go. We'll be right. We'll talk about
That's a discussion for once.
Now, also, some serious talk before we go. Now, Lenny Hayes.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to know, all the St Kilda supporters, is he actually okay?
I think he's fine, and to be completely honest, I don't know a great deal about it.
Well, he had corrective surgery for a cardiac condition. And,
Yes, he did.
Anything that involves the heart and heart muscles. He had a leaking valve, I believe.
It does sound serious, but knowing Lenny and knowing the character that he is and the size of his heart, I'm sure he'll pull through.
Follow.
Yeah, a little bit far that like, Lenny. Yeah.
That's a lot of leaking if you've got a I shouldn't joke about it, but he's okay, that's why I'm joking.
And he's in good spirits, absolutely.
Very good. You got anything else to add, Frank?
Brendan Goddard, the talk's heating up about his movements.
Oh, is he moving
As
again?
for next year. Well, he's not moving again. He hasn't signed yet, and he's the speculation is that he's going to go, Nick.
But he's been open with
He's
that.
been testing the waters for a long, long
And
time.
where do you think he's going to go?
Well, that's the question that I'd like to pose to you.
I have absolutely no idea.
GWS, Carlton, Fremantle are the front runners, aren't they?
Yeah.
What are you going to say to him if he goes to one of those clubs?
That's disappointing, Brendan. We'll see what happens. There's still plenty of time to go.
Do you know anything that
I don't know.
others don't know?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
So-
So, anything that you guys don't already know, and you hear the rumours before I do.
As usual, Dale's giving us donuts on this show, so couldn't do a news package on the show because Dale doesn't actually give you anything. We do highlights, that's about it.
Come on, wrap it up.
Thank you for coming in. Hopefully we're back in Brighton next week. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I will miss you over the summer. We've got
Well,
two
we're not
shows
done
left.
yet.
No, we've got 2 shows left. Thank you for coming in, Nicholas.
Thanks for
Let me
having
sit to
me.
your
Yeah,
house.
thanks for having me at my own house.
Thanks to Dave, the camera behind. He's doing all the magic behind the camera. We'll see you next week on. You go on, can't you? Do it every other week.
Thanks to One Stone, thanks to Vital
Yeah,
Strength,
cool.
thanks to Level 7, of course,
Yeah.
fantastic closer, thanks to footykids.com.
Level 7, love their threads. We'll see you next week on Gen Y Footy.